Hello, hello, hello. Oh, hello, hello, hello. I don't know who's going to watch this after the fact, but I guess some people do. And for you, I say hello, hello, hello. Hello, we're doing free readings for subscribers right now, just for a little while for some fun. Hey, beautiful. Do you like a free reading? It's been a while. You get bored just doing readings for the collective all the time. It's more fun when you actually have somebody to talk to or an energy to work with, right? Wow you. So you just want a general? You just want to see what the universe has got to say? All right. So I didn't know how busy it was going to get. I was going to say, if anybody really wants to jump the line, if people do come in, I set it up, the link to the PayPal below for donations. That's Pandora. Let me set this up so that way I get make sure I get notifications. And then we will get started. You know, it's funny because a lot of people tend to ask questions when they do tarot readings, but in general, I've always found the cards are going to tell you what you're doing anyway. Is today your birthday? I thought you were a February Pisces. It's my sister's youngest's birthday today too. Notifications. I have no idea where the settings are in this thing. I'm so professional. Let me go. Thing. All right. Well, people will just have to let me know so that I can look for it. I'm so entertaining. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Channel display. No. Where are notifications? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, so I got my notifications turned on for that, so I'll get a buzz if anybody hits that. All right. Nine more days. Oh, that's right. You're right before it, and I'm right after it. I'm on the March 22nd. I don't know what that would be called. A Piscean. An Aries. Pisces. An Aries. I don't know. There's no way to say it. Hey, ID Beautiful. I appreciate your comments all the time. It's nice to get them. I don't even know how to set up the super chats, and honestly, I don't think I have enough subscribers on this channel to do it. I could do a lot more on my other page now. Like, I'm open to the posting on the community standards and stuff like that. But this one is all kinds of like shut down right now. Or, well, not shut down. It never grew enough to give me nothing. I ain't had it long enough. That's what I get for being so leapy and changing stuff all the time. But at the same time, the other one is kind of a... I don't know. I'm always debating on whether I want to keep trying on that channel or not. I really do. Just the energies that was all created under are just all kinds of wonky. I like the tower better. All right. All right, Elsa. Which one do you want? The clown, the heart, or the skulls? Do or do not. Yes. Yoda. I used to have a Yoda, an actual Yoda card. Like, my desk is covered in playing cards. And I used to have a Yoda card from the Monopoly game that I had hanging up there. The hearts. Okay. Man, yeah, I've been trying. I am just so bad at technology, man. I couldn't even get the link. Like, I was going to try to, like, what's her face? She does it where she does the donations, and then she could put the little thing here and then tag it up to the top. And I was like, I couldn't even figure that out. I just put it in the bottom there. 1, 2, 3. Just get one more. I said one, not half the deck. You know, I was a little, I thought about doing this. I got an email this morning that the festival this weekend, it's going to be rainy here, got canceled. So, and I was really looking forward to that. Anybody who knows me knows that's my favorite thing to do. I like doing the festivals. I like doing readings up at the Zen Den. I like talking to people and being in person, really. But this is as close as I can get and just as much fun. All right, Elsa, I don't know if you guys got to do your forest trip yet, but you're definitely getting a confirmation from the universe that you need to get that scheduled in and to do that for sure. You definitely need some nature and some breathing. The shadow that you're dealing with right now is you're a little too fragmented out, right? Just pulled in a little bit too many directions or not knowing which direction to even really move in. So I just went ahead and did a in between here, right? I did two lines here. So we got the 9 of Cups. And I know that you already know how you reach that is it's a within thing. There's definitely energies of the reason that you're having trouble connecting back into that collective booming light energy that we all had a while ago is there's still some energies you haven't released and let go of yet, right? Right? I feel like you're taking on a lot on the 3D with this Queen of Pentacles because you got the 10 of Wands on the 5D above it. You're carrying some shit that's not yours, right? You're carrying something that's not yours, and that's what's kind of blocking that flow. I also like it with this card. It kind of has, right? It's the 10 of Wands, but you got the 3 going up the hill, right? Planning, foresight, and intuition is my big thing for that 3 of Wands. And this is also the girl from the Page of Wands deck, and she's holding the 1 wand outside of it. And she's also utilizing a bull there to carry her stuff, right? So it's a matter of, unpacking and then repacking on what you're carrying right now, letting go of what you're not, preparation, insight, and what was it? Intuition, right? Mm-hmm. And with that Page of Wand energy, with this deck anyway, it's a lot of figuring out what you were passionate about and making sure that that's on your priority list as well. I know you, because like I said, you got the Queen of Pentacles down here, and with that above it, I know you're going to be one of those that when you make your priority list, honey, where are you putting yourself on it? Right? That's the big 10 of Wands. Where, when you lay out all your burdens and everything else, where are you on that list? Where's the time for you to do what you like to do? You know, where's that space and all that domestic goddess duties there, you know? Not everybody could be like Monica from Friends and actually love cleaning all the time. Sometimes you just like the shit to stay organized for a little bit, but then you need to do what you need to do to recenter yourself. And you definitely got, look, Knight of Pentacles and 9 of Pentacles right there. Right there in the middle. You get the Knight of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. You were right there on the edge of that energy. And the only thing that's blocking you, I think, is just carrying a lot of stuff that you don't need to. Right? And then you get the Page of Cups here. There's definitely some sort of like... And I'm getting, see, this is what I'm getting, a 3 of Swords here. So I've got some sort of like an immature type energy, right? With that 3 of Swords. Something that could be fragmenting you as well. Like this could be the energy you kind of need to move on from. Some sort of... This person, in this deck, I get this person's kind of confused, right? Like their feet really aren't on the ground, right? It's like they're sending, like, it's not love, it's love energy and everything else, but there's definitely a lot of naivety to it, right? And I just feel like whatever it is causing a little bit of drama. This could be an immature person in your life that might be needing a little bit too much of attention. And it's kind of like, I love you, but you kind of need to stand up, you know, step up, stepson. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Like I said, I get that that's not malicious energy. I just think that it's a burdensome, confusing energy. It's adding to that chaos. And I say that whenever I live with people and stuff like that, that when you're an empath, you have a hard time divvying what's your emotions and what other people's emotions are. So you got to kind of find that balance of always asking yourself, am I genuinely confused? Because I know you know what you're passionate about, right? There's definitely a call on the 3D there to call into, like, you know, call your dragons, call whatever it is, your protective energies there to kind of, you know, create a bit of a shield from the man-childs. Give yourself a bit of a shield from that masculine energy. When we work with the divine energies, we can tend to waft back and forth. But yeah, this is calling for a lot. I feel like you got a lot of tuning into your more feminine energies as well with that Queen of Cups, right? And here at the end, you've got the Chariot card, right? We're talking a lot about taking the hands off the wheel and letting the universe pull you. And it's a matter of, you need to do these little disconnections so that you can get grounded back solid in your genuine energy, right? Everybody needs to get, I know hubby wants to do that too, right? Get grounded back in your own personal energy, because within your own personal energy is where that 9 of Cups is. And you can't radiate it back out and have it mirrored back to you until you're grounded back in it. That wasn't so terrible. Get one of Sarah's cards here. Ready? Where are you going? All right. Out here. Ooh, how cool is this? All right, so get yourself regrounded. Plan your little trip there. And you've got Magic, Rise, and Soar. Magic Rise and Soar. Have you been doing the messages from the universe again? I haven't seen them. My algorithms are so messed up. I don't see a lot of people that I used to see anymore. Like a lot of stuff, I don't know. I feel like I get dropped to the bottom of the algorithm every now and then when I piss off Facebook. No. Sometimes you got to. I mean, I had to take a break on YouTube and stuff like that for a while. If you notice I disappeared, you got to off-grid it a little bit. Anybody else want one? ID Beautiful or Miss Cat, would you guys like a little reading? Well, that's good. That's you deserve some me time. Okay, we'll be doing Miss Cat here. All right, we'll do Miss Cat, and then we'll do ID Beautiful after her. It's a big message that's been coming out, definitely, for, I mean, like a lot of people, not just women, but just everybody in general. It's been coming out a lot. It's everybody's so, I don't know, you're so stressed out and focused about the whole world being all around and everything that's going on and all the chaos and all the chaos, you know, and all the burdens and all the this, that, and the other thing. And everybody's trying to, I don't know, find that feeling we had right before everything went crazy, crazy. I appreciate the donation. Thank you, baby. I'll leave that down here. All right, so right now, I'm pulling out on the Oracle cards for you, Miss Cat, is I got Perchance to Dream. Sleep perchance to dream, right? And with this one, it's kind of a disconnecting yourself into illusions or fantasies, whether that be like visualization or actually just allowing yourself to sleep all the time instead of like kind of facing things. You know, it's like, I know a lot of people in the spiritual community, what they'll do is like, instead of meditating, they'll end up visualizing and almost future casting on themselves without putting anything in, right? Without doing the actual work or anything to acquire anything that they're visualizing, right? And even if you're doing the visualizations and you're trying to do that, there's definitely something that is mixed in with that is not, I guess, realistic, or it's not really for you, right? That's coming into play here. Because down here on the Earth Magic cards, we got the Vision Quest here. And the Vision Quest is kind of, it's the, where you go into the desert and you only bring like just enough food to eat, you know, very, very little, or you're going to go with just nothing but water, right? And detox your system. And it's all about bringing yourself into bringing in visions that you're not in control of, right? Allowing the universe to bring you those visions, right? To show you something that you may be missing, right? In order to find something within yourself. I see a lot of rebirth coming, right? Right in time for that spring equinox, right? Because you got rebirth and emergence right there around the spring equinox. So what it's calling for you to do right now is just this last little bit of the season, just really a lot of introspective, like seeking vision quest, right? What's distracting you? What are you really working towards? What do you really want, right? Because a lot of people, like, they'll come on here and everybody wants to be super famous YouTuber, or they want to be super famous whatever, and they have these grand visions of vacations and giant houses and stuff like that. But deep down, if you look inside your core of yourself, like, I know, especially for me, like, if I want $1 million, I would not want to invest that into being famous. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather invest it into some sort of like rustic type of lifestyle where I live on a mountain and I rent cabins and shit like that, right? I wouldn't do things to do it this way. You see what I'm saying? Like Richie Rich and them and Tyler and all them, that would stress me out having to do social media like that all the time. It would just make me feel, I don't know, like I'm fake after a while. Okay. What we got? We got hearts, skulls, and the clown. Which one would you like? Do you zone out during your visualizations? Yeah, well, that's why it's kind of causing you to really strip it down. Really strip it down to the bare, like, what would be the bare minimum that you could live with? You know what I'm saying? What would be the bare, if you lost all your stuff right now, you know, what would be the first thing you would want to acquire again? You know, and just get down to the very brass tacks of what it is that genuinely makes you happy. Oh, let me get another to start first. What we got? Well, you know, we'll stick with these ones for right now. You know, I know for me, when it comes down to the very bottom bare minimum, I could probably live without everything, as long as I had my kids, power, lights, and a roof over our heads. Like, just that, and I'm fine. I'll survive everything else, losing everything else. You know, but if I found myself in that position, what would be, if you lost everything, then you're open to anything, right? Yeah. With that spring equinox card too, remember the spring equinox is the perfect time to do a big purge. Like, if you notice that you got a lot of clutter around or stuff like that, clean out old projects, things that you haven't finished. Those, believe it or not, can leave things. They can leave little subconscious things around, right? You got a project that's been sitting on a table that's not getting finished. It doesn't feel like it is, but that's subconsciously eating at you. That's something that your brain is like, oh, I should probably do that, but I can't right now because I got these other responsibilities. Well, pack it up, donate it, give it away. If you're not going to finish it, right? If you're not passionate about it anymore, let it go. Clear it out. It's time for a purge. It's one of the famous quotes from the Hoarders show, too, that the doctors use. They're like, all that clutter in the corners and things like that, that's all emotional baggage, right? Presented into the physical reality. Which a little bit of clutter is fine. You know, nobody says you have to be perfect, right? I call a lot of my system the horizontal organizing system. I know where everything is. That's what I mean with the project things. And like, if you got a project laying out that's not finished, look at it and just be like, am I truly passionate about this? Do I really want to finish it? You know, and then find a way to organize it up a little bit better so that it's not in the way, or finish it. All right. I've got a King of Cups here on the 5D, and underneath it, I've got the Eight of Wands. So it's a lot of making movements, but making sure that you're emotionally balanced before you do, right? The King of Cups, especially in this deck, he's got that ebb and flow energy. He's sitting on the edge of the beach. He's centered. He's grounded. The King of Cups is all about someone who has emotional intelligence, right? They have emotional intelligence. They can keep control of their emotions. And it's talking about making moves without allowing emotions to be the driving force of what's making these moves. I got the Queen of Swords here also on the 5D. Now, this could be you. This could be another person that's moving around you too. But I also got the Queen of Swords here, right? Now, the Queen of Swords is the divine feminine energy, but she's an overseer and she's very perceptive and quick thinking and an intellectual on these things, right? But she uses a lot of intuition, whereas the King of Swords uses more logic and math to figure stuff out. The Queen of Swords uses more of her intuition and also, like I said, the emotional intelligence of the King of Cups, right? So it's a matter of balancing that masculine and feminine energy out here. This is definitely a big call for working on some skills, some things that you've been passionate about, some things that you've already started working on. You may have to tweak them a little bit, but there's definitely a call for getting back in the game of working on things that inspire you, right? Queen of Swords there on the 3D. right? Queen of Swords there on the 3D. And it's bringing in that harmony. I like how her little desk is a little cluttered up too, right, while she's working. You should see mine right now with all these cards out. Right? And she's staring at the candle. A lot of visualization, right? But if you're going to get lost in the visualization, make sure it's something that you're being creative with. So she's playing and she's like looked off, but she's playing her violin. She's in tune with the music. It's a harmony card there with that. See, I got the Ace of Pentacles here, and underneath it, I've got the Eight of Swords. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of self-entrapment here. A little bit of self-entrapment. A little bit of hyper-focus on the excuses as to why you can't instead of the solutions as to why you can. Right? Now, it's one of my favorite sayings is there's excuses and solutions. You're going to find whichever ones that you're seeking for, right? And you got the Emperor here. And I got a conflict card here, right? And now the Five of Swords is usually conflicts with like outside sources and stuff like that. And that could definitely bring it in. But with this Emperor here, I'm seeing a lot of, and I say this too, the Emperor is not just in charge of one kingdom. He's in charge of overseeing a whole bunch of kingdoms, right? So he's in charge of learning the other rulers of the other kingdoms and understanding what they're going to do before they do them, right? That's the whole point of the chess piece there, right? I also get a lot with that Aries up there, right? And this is the Aries card. I feel like there's going to be a lot happening for you as we transition into Aries season. There's going to be a pump up in the energy. I mean, it happens for everybody, but there's going to be a big pump up for you as well, right? I also, with that conflict card on the bottom, when you start making moves, just be mindful of anybody who's just causing conflict just to cause conflict, right? They say one thing and then they constantly do another. I'm dealing with that in my personal life as well, right? Somebody will tell me, oh, well, I can't do it this way. I'm going to need you to do it this way. And then when you do it that way, they find another reason to cause a conflict with the way that you're doing that. You just got to be mindful with those kind of people, right? Don't let them bring their chaos into your shit, because that could be how you're also shielding yourself so much from it that you've kind of lost yourself in the middle. Is that resonating for you? Organized chaos, yes. I laugh because every now and then I'll go through this whole thing. Like, I don't know, there's this lady on Netflix. She's a little Asian lady. You have to not mind, I think, reading subtitles with her. But she does this whole organizing thing on how you can reorganize your house. And every now and then I'll do something like that. I'll do this big reorganizing and I'll put everything away and I'll have everything organized and clean and everything else. And I won't be able to find anything. I won't be able to find anything. Did we lose Miss Cat? When we finish out her, she's dropped 3 cards as well. I've got Mischief. I said with those people around you, I've seen it sense a little bit of mischief makers there. Definitely trying to see the fun in the mischief here, right? With that Hope card, right? Trying to see some fun in the mischief, realizing that sometimes it's not malicious. It's just what it is, right? And then I got Success here with those gems there. That beautiful looking emerald. I don't know why, it just made me think of the emerald from the Wizard of Oz, from the creepy movie one, right? You guys know what I'm talking about? You ever watch those old Wizard of Oz ones where she goes back to Oz? They're little. All right. We got Miss ID Beautiful. Yeah. As the Aries in me, man. It's weird. Like, I love doing the arts and I love doing crafting stuff because it's constantly something new, and the way that everything has to be spaced out when you do crafting, right? Because you have to, like, if you're doing resins, and you have to pour them in layers and you have to leave and come back. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing art, you have to, like, paint the background and then wait for it to dry before you can come back and do it again. But if you start too many projects and you don't finish them, you end up fragmented, energy pulled in too many different areas. So this could be something along the lines of too many projects at one time, trying to help too many people at one time, just allowing your energy to be pulled in too many different directions at one time. And you can kind of lose yourself with that. You got the vision quest for you too. Yeah, I think the fragmentation card pops out a lot, especially for empaths, because we can't help it. When you can feel people's energy around you, it's hard not to want to help somebody when you can feel that need just waving off them, you know? Yes, that's a hard energy to feel too. But yeah, I get it with that vision card. There's a lot of fragmentation, a lot of pulled in different directions, and a lot of needing to release all of that and really recenter yourself and find out who you are, you know? Find out what it is you genuinely want. Not what you can do that could best serve everybody else, not things like that. What do you genuinely want to do? What genuinely makes you happy? Like, I know one of my favorite things about Elsa is she loves making jewelry, right? I mean, she's got a bad habit of giving most of it away, but it's something that I know brings a lot of passion out. And that's the kind of thing that makes you happy. Then work on things like that. You don't have to give to your detriment, though. Here we go. ID. All right. Heart, skull, or clown. You live in a household of empaths. I know it's like living in a hall of funhouse mirrors. Hearts it is. That's a call too. See, now, if that's in your ancestral line too, then that should be something you might want to actually look into their actual ways that they performed their vision quests and the different ways that they used to do it. And it's not so much that you have to actually go out and physically do it. You can get away with doing it as a visualization, as a meditation, as a something like that. You know, you can't always run off to the desert. I live on the East Coast. There's no deserts over here. But I can go to a hot, sunny beach and sit there and envision it. Sweat it out. I can also do like a sauna. You know, way back in the day, I had a little book, one of my first little spell books, and I had this really cute little ritual in it. And it was a bath ritual, and it's, you took stones and you made like a little hut for your stones, and you put them in there, and then you took a really hot bath and you steamed out your bathroom, and you steamed yourself while you were steaming your little crystals. Look at that. And then you just said, especially in a hot spring. Just be mindful when you open yourself up to working with telepathy that you also open yourself up to who you're allowing yourself to open yourself up to, right? You don't want to let somebody who's manipulative to twist up what your guides are genuinely trying to tell you. Just be mindful, right? You're definitely coming into a big cycle here on the 10th, March 10th. You got the 10 here, right? The wheel starting out, right? I love how she's standing on top of all the wheels, right? Start of a new cycle. Start of a new cycle. A new cycle in which you are the Queen of Pentacles, right? You are in charge of your physical reality around you, right? And you can make it how you want it. Right? We definitely got the Page of Pentacles. There is some time for some physical moves to be made. I love how she's doing her own little meditation there and her little yogi pose, right? I got the Five of Pentacles here, and with this deck, I definitely pick up a bit of paranoia, which is what I just mentioned. A bit of that twisting, right? A little bit of that manipulative energy there. And the Five of Pentacles is also about being left out in the cold. So just be mindful of anybody who's going to make you feel like you're going to be left out in the cold. Be mindful of anybody you feel like you only really talk to on the telepathic link. You never really get to talk to in person. Be mindful of that kind of stuff, right? Because if you already feel like you're out in the cold, then you're out in the cold, you know? I got a King of Swords here. And I said that before too. The King of Swords is that intellectual energy. He's the masculine air sign card, right? I like this deck too. He's got an owl, a dragon, and a crow around him, right? Right, so you get the defensive dragon, right? Dragon's also 5D being the overseer. You could be the protector, the guardian. You got the crow, the messenger. You got the owl of wisdom, right? I'm getting a strong sense too, just to be mindful of feathers in your path, right? And if you come across a feather, I want you to make sure that you do not assign a meaning to the feather, right? When you see it, I want you to think of what you were thinking about before you saw the feather. Don't go, oh, this is a message from so-and-so. No, what were you thinking about before you saw the feather? Don't assign meanings to messages. A lot of people get stuck in that kind of twist, right? And that's kind of how you can end up entrapping yourself with that Eight of Swords there, right? I'm assigning my own meaning to my messages. I'm not actually listening to them. Right? I got a Nine of Wands here. Building into this fire sign. This is definitely one of the fire sign cards here. This is the Knight of Wands, right? It's very passionate. This energy is all about passion, discovering, getting new things, doing or discovering new things, finding new ways to do things, which you talking like that you've been doing that a lot already, right? The only thing is, when you get into this energy, and as a triple fire, so I'm gonna let you know, when you get really into this fiery energy, you got that temptation, that Seven of Cups, right? Opportunities start coming in, offers start coming in. I usually call the Seven of Cups the player card too. Like sometimes if you get it in a love reading, it'll be indicative of that. But the main message I always like to say with the Seven of Cups, also that dragon, right? It's a call to really protect your energy and protect yourself here, right? The Seven of Cups, my main phrase for the Seven of Cups is drinking out of every cup is how you get yourself poisoned, right? Drinking out of every cup is how you get yourself poisoned. So it's just a mindful of, use that King of Swords intellectual energy. Not so much that you're being paranoid that you block people out, but just take everything with a grain of salt, right? Don't jump into too much with too many people. Definitely be mindful of what offers are coming in if they seem too good to be true, because there's going to be, when you attract that much attention, you're going to attract bullshitters too, right? That's kind of the downside of being the empath, right? The empaths have the problem. What we either attract other broken empaths to us because that's what we came to do, or you attract the narcissist, the egomaniac, the one who's pretending to be an empath, and they know how to do it. They know how to do it, right? See, even on the 5D, you got the Five of Wands over here, and underneath it, you got the Nine of Cups. It's all right. I like it, this one. The Five of Wands is usually like, it's a conflict card, right? Let's see what the actual Yeah, disagreement and strife, right? In this deck in particular, the way they have it depicted, I get this saying that they say down here in the South and the Low Country. They call it the crabs in the bucket. And the reason that you can just keep throwing crabs in a bucket and they'll never escape no matter how many crabs you put in there is because every time one almost gets out of the bucket, a bunch of other crabs climb up behind it and pull it back down. So instead, they just keep rotating themselves around and nobody ever really gets out of the bucket. And I feel like this could be kind of a mindset you're stuck into because this is on the higher one. Underneath this conflict, right? And this could feel like this is what's happening to you. What every time I get close to the edge, I feel like I get pulled down. Well, that pulls into that whole energy of how many people are you helping, right? If you're helping so many people that it's keeping you from being able to get out of that damn bucket, right? Got the 9 of Cups here on the bottom on the 3D. And how she's crying is it's that realization that we're so addicted to, especially empaths, we have this really, really bad habit of, because we can mirror energy, is why we're so good with kids, right? Because we can mirror energy. It's like as soon as you get that bubbly energy, you're like, yeah, and you can mirror it back and forth. And it's just so easy to build it up when you've got someone else you could bounce that energy against. It sucks when it's negative energy, but when it's positive energy, it's like, boom, it feels just as good as that 9 of Cups, but it's not a true 9 of Cups because it's just batting energy back and forth, right? True 9 of Cups you have to do alone. And it's a lot harder to do. It's harder to stand in front of a mirror of yourself. I get a call for that too, of falling back in love with the mirror. The practice of looking at yourself, right? Let's get a clarifier on this one. And I definitely get that. It's like, people are always, I hate these toxic individuals out there that are like, I'm so brave, I'm alone. And it's like, you got to be stronger than my inner peace if you want. I'm like, nah, you're just defensive and you're scared. They're defensive and they're scared. That's what that energy is. That's not genuine. I'm strong. No, that's hyper defensiveness. And it's just as toxic as being codependent. Being hyper, the hell is it called? Hyper independence is just as bad as hyper codependency. Hyper independence is, I need no one. I'll cut anybody out of my life like that. I don't care. I do it by myself. You gotta be more than you gotta be whatever. You got to bring me more happiness than my peace does if you're going to come into my world and da-da-da-da-da. That's not how any of this works. You know what I'm saying? And that's a big message that I've been getting just in general lately is human beings and all this craziness in the world where we've all been divided and separated from each other. We're not designed to be like that. We're mammals. We're pack animals. Always have been. The problem is we're pack animals, but we're designed to be in small tribes, small packs, not a global pack. Why? Because there's just too many divisions and differences. Now, I just said all that, right? With this 9 of Cups feeling sad energy, right? There's definitely within your energy, and these are both feminine cards, you've got the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. People do need people. It's silly, right? It's really quite silly. In the same sense here as we got the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups, right? With these both being the feminine energy card here, and I pulled this with that 9, it's further clarifying of the 9 of Cups. It's instead of being in search of the perfect partner and deciding through all these offers and things like that, focus more on making yourself the kind of partner you would want to be, right? And treat yourself the way you would want that person to treat you, right? If you want the kind of relationship where they randomly buy you flowers or they randomly pick you flowers and bring them home, pick yourself a flower, bring it home, put it in a vase, throw it up on the counter, right? Do those little things for yourself, right? Do those little things for yourself. Love yourself the way that you would want a partner to genuinely love you. Do the things for yourself that you would want your partner to do. Focus on the things that you being the better partner yourself, right? That's a big message that comes out with things like this too, is always, people are always so set on manifesting your perfect life mate and but they never wanted to do any work on themselves, right? They never want to do, you want perfection, but you're not going to do anything for this perfection. You want, a boyfriend with 6-pack abs, but you won't put down the ice cream, little things like that. And it's funny. It's just, you can't expect from other people what you won't do for yourself. So you have to practice doing for yourself first, and then that will attract in someone who matches you on that level. But also attract in your tribe. Will attract in your tribe those who are meant to be within your path. And also, it's a big call lately that's been going on. It's just paying attention to, who you invest in and who invests back into you, right? Who do you help? But then when you need it, because this is a big, 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 big thing that empaths are always saying, I'm always there for everyone else. But when I need help and I turn around, there's never anybody there for me. Well, why are you helping those people? That's not your tribe. That's not your tribe. Your tribe would rally for you, right? I said a few years ago, I had that episode with Chantix, and I ended up in the hospital right before Christmas, and it was just a really bad year, and I had to put a plea out. I put a plea out on Facebook for Christmas presents for my kids. And you know what? My high school friends sent me presents for my kids. That's a soul tribe. That's a soul tribe. People I haven't seen in 20 years rallied. You know what I'm saying? But now for the people who didn't help, then it says a lot. It says a lot. It says a lot that the friends that I hadn't seen in 20 years helped me out that year. But the people that I talk to every day and that I talk to all the time and claim to have been my best friend since I was 13 didn't send me shit. Didn't help me at all. I didn't even really hear from them. And when I did, it was, you know what I'm saying? They didn't want to talk about my problems, which is a problem when you're a tarot reader and things like that. You tend to be the hyper counselor. Else is with me on that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it, like I said, and it's just the balancing of that hyper independence, right? I mean, you said you've been down and out and had to pull yourself up all alone, but in that moment, you realized who was genuinely not part of your soul tribe, right? Who wasn't there and who was. I'm a bad venter. I am not going to lie, I'm a bad venter. You let me start messaging you my bullshit and then it's done. I definitely got a rise coming for sure, right? I love this card. She's rising over those obstacles, those point jagged edges, just carried on the wind. I don't know why. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. From Guardians of the Galaxy. Which is fine. We all need an ear to vent to. Just be mindful with dudes with that too. Or people who are in the dating field. That's been a big thing. I can't stand these people who watch videos about dating. And I can't stand all the dating advice videos. They're driving me absolutely insane. It's like, if you want a good man, you got to drop these 3 nice girl habits. And if you want this person, then you got to change this about yourself. And if you want that, then you need to do this. And if you want that, you know what? I don't mind working on me. That should always be something everybody's working on. You should always be trying to be the best version of yourself, right? That's one of the big things in our community is the only person you should ever be in competition with is yourself. Do not watch these dating videos and then start trying to alter your personality in order to trap a partner, because that relationship will fail, right? That relationship will fail. When we say things like learn to love yourself, you got to learn to love yourself before you're going to find love. That's not about changing yourself. That's not about, fixing your issues. It's not anything like that. No, it's about learning to love yourself, love your own issues, love all your little quirky things, right? Love the crazy, love that stuff, right? You got to love it. You got to love it. And that's how you draw in somebody who's going to love you for that stuff too and not want you to have to change. They're going to find the fact that you, I don't know, sometimes get over emotional and cry over stupid stuff. They're not going to be like, oh, she's so needy. No, they're going to be like, oh my God, you got the biggest heart in the planet. Come here, I'll give you, what do you need? Oh, you want me to run you a bath? And they'll try to make it better. They won't judge you for it. Now, if you faked your personality for several months and then come back, then you're going to find yourself with somebody going, oh my God, well, I can't believe she's acting like that. Now, yeah, well, that's why. You can't fake yourself. Love all your parts. All right. You got 8 of Swords there in this one. Just popped out. I think hating on yourself like this. I like the way this is like hanging over your head. I love it. That's that negative voice in the back of your mind telling you that there's something wrong with you. That's the biggest thing that you'll self-entrap yourself, self-imprison yourself with. Yeah, I also say that too. When you're looking for whatever you're looking for love, or you're not really looking for love, you're looking for your soul tribe, you're looking for, human connections. Well, then ask yourself, like, the world's getting ready to open back up, all right? That's just it. It's getting ready to open back up. And when it does, start looking for things. Like if you're into art and painting, how about just sign yourself, like I said, take yourself out on dates. Sign yourself up for an art and painting class. Sign yourself up for, I don't know, find a place like the Zen Den around your area. I got a store here that we call the Zen Den, and they do weekend meditations the first weekend of the month. Go out there, put yourself out into situations where you can align yourself with people who don't think you're crazy. Exactly. The world keeps telling you that you're the weird one. Well, trick is you got to go find your fellow weirdos. They're there. They're there. And I think that's a big message for a lot of people. It's time to start making some 3D connections as well, right? The internet stuff is just a little too unstable. It's a little too unstable. It's a little too easy for negative energies to just twist themselves up into there. There you go. Okay, so if you write poems, you paint, you play drums, you play the piano, you play the guitar, and dance. Well, that's great. So look around in your area for places that do things like poetry reading sessions and slam poetry bars and places where you can do drum circles and things like that. And drum circles and dancing. They were just doing that the other weekend. Zen Den does, I didn't get to go to it because they do it way out on this island, but they do a whole sweat lodge that they build where they do a big drum session and everything else. It's out there. It's out there, y'all. You just got to look for it. And they do a potluck. Yep. Oh, it's great that you know multiple languages too. That opens up a lot more for you too. It's a great barrier knock. Right? A lot of people are blocked in by the language barriers. I know people who can't even stand talking to people that have a weird accent. And I'm like, really kind of limits your whole world perspective into what? Just the people who talk like you? That's a little weird for me, but it is what it is. No. All right, y'all. So it's just been you three. So we're gonna I'm gonna go ahead and roll on out. I gotta go get some cleaning and some stuff done. Well, there you go. That sounds cool. Says she's working with the band and making music and made a song for Bob Saget. Mac Miller's birthday. I don't know who Mac Miller is. But yeah, do it. You say you got to register it and then put it out to the world? Well, then register it, baby doll, and put it out to the world. You never know. Thanks for the feedback. All right. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and windy paths with me. I'm going to try to do this some more. I might come back on during the weekend. We'll see what's going on. All right. I love y'all. I'll be back as soon as I can. I promise.